But first, I want to start with a tip. So I want to layer these things with tips as we do all of our mentorship classes. I want to put little tidbits in there because in the course, which you all still have access to, they're all in the archives. Even people who are brand new to our mentorship, we did an entire AO Scanner Simplified course. Just go back in the archives, you'll see it. And it's in its own section, 1.1, which is the AO Scanner Mentorship, contains the full AO Scan course. The only thing that's not there is the section for the hub, which is not out yet. But one of the tidbits that I'd like to share with you today isn't really in there. And so as these tidbits come up in my brain, I will be sharing them with you as we move forward. And so tonight's tidbit has to do with helping and supporting people who don't have the scanner, right? So many of you have the AO Scanner subscription, but you might be supporting your clients if you're a practitioner. You might be supporting your families. And I'm going to give you a way to support them a little bit better, maybe with their help, maybe without. But I do want to warn you what I am about to show you, you do not want to do this with everybody. You don't want to do this with people who are extremely analytical. You don't want to do this with people who are going to go over every nuance of the scan and come back and ask you, what does this mean and what does that mean? Or do I have cancer or am I going to die? Those people, you might want to refrain from utilizing this technique. This might be for someone that just wants basic help and realizes that they don't understand everything on a scan, and thus it's okay to show them more things. Now, in order to do this technique, the first thing you're going to have to do is to make sure that you have a section of your scanner in the supplements that is only imprintables, meaning only the homeopathics that Solex has put in the scanner. And usually that's going to be on the generals tab, on the tab that says general when you go in for supplements. But let's go through this and I'm going to show you how you can check that, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let me go over here to my iPad. I've got my profile pulled up, and I am going to click on my icon in the top near the right, and I'm going to go down here to supplements and therapies, and it will pull up everything that I have loaded. Then I'm going to group them by category. And what you're doing is you're going to go down to general. Now, first, let me just say this. What I have done is I went in before we started and I placed things in this category that were not the homeopathics that Solex gives us, because it's important for you to take those out. Now, because I don't have any in mine in the generals tab, I don't just want to just say it. I want to actually show you. All right. So you're going to go back over here with me and then look at what's there, and I'll show you how to check in yours and how to get it out. All right. So we're on the category. So let's just scroll down until we get to general. You're grouping it by category just because it's just a lot easier. So you have morning, and these are categories. Most of these will be the ones that you made up outside of morning and midday in general. Morning, midday, evening in general, excuse me. All right, so here's general. What you're looking for is to have everything in here say 5 to 6 pellets. If it says 5 to 6 pellets, you see how these? If it says 5 to 6 pellets, it is a homeopathic. Acute here, it says capsule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on acute. And now when I click on acute, I am in the properties of that supplement. And you see how general is highlighted? I'm just going to click on general one time. And now I'm removing that from the general category because I don't want it there because it's not a homeopathic. And I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to click save. Now, when I scroll down and I go back down to the general tab, the general category, it is not there. Now, I thought that I put another one in there, but I guess I didn't. Let me just scroll through here and just make sure that there are no more in here. Basically, I'm just scrolling down general, and all I want to see, this is all I want to see, is 5 to 6 pellets while I'm in the general category. If I see anything else, then I'm going to remove it from that category. Oh, here it is. I knew I put something in here. Allergy ease. Allergy ease is a combination IC, or a combination infoceutical. That's something that's inside of the Quantum Wellness Portal, which most of you have access to. These are infoceuticals that you can use to imprint if you have an IC glow pad. We have a bunch of infoceuticals in there. But in the case of this, I don't want it. The reason why I don't want it is because eventually the client or your daughter or your son or your cousin is going to get a report, and they won't be able to do anything with that particular supplement. So I want to remove it from the equation, because what we're trying to accomplish is only sending things that the client or the person can actually use. Now, you might say, well, Darryl, what if Allergy Ease was a better match for this person than something else that's inside of what Solex has? Well, Allergy Ease might be a perfect match for that person, but if they can't do anything with it, then a perfect match will be irrelevant. It would be better to have 2 or 3 matches that they can do something with than one match that they can't. So 3 or 4 other matches, when this is taken out of the equation, what you're looking at when you run the scan that I'm going to show you is, out of what's left, what best resonates with the person. All right. So that's really what we're dealing with here. We want to send only the things that resonate with the person that they can actually use. All right. So let's go back over here to the iPad, and let's take this Allergy Ease, and it is highlighted in green on general. I'm just going to click that, unhighlight it, and then come down here and save. Now, when I go to General tab or category, everything in here is just pellets. That's all that's left. And what that means is it's primed for what we're going to do next. All right. So I hope that makes sense. I'll take questions later if it doesn't. So now that we have that, I'm going to double tap on where it says AO scan, taking me back up to the top. And I'm going to scroll down here to Easy Scan. I'm going to click on the Easy Scan. And this is where you have to make sure that where it says Easy Scan Supplements right here, you want to click Show All. And now when you click Show All, you have all of your supplement categories. Well, we're doing this in the evening. And so what's going to be highlighted is evening in general, right? You want to not double click, I'm going to click on evening, meaning I am removing evening from the equation. And I have all of my other categories here. The only category that I want highlighted is general. I don't want any other category highlighted, because all I want are imprintable frequencies. And then I'm going to click Start Scan. Now, most of you who've done this already, you have used Easy Scan, and you know that when you click Start Scan, then you speak into the microphone and it does a bunch of different things. So what Easy Scan does is it takes a voice print and it does an inner voice, it does a quick scan, it does a vitals scan, it does a modified comprehensive scan, and it shows you what's out of balance, that remains out of balance with 1s and 9s. It only shows you that in that particular report. And it also shows you your quick scan. And when you get your report, because I did one a little earlier, I'm just going to go over here to Enhanced Reports at the bottom. And the client or whoever you're sending to will get a report that looks like this. And so they'll have their tones and they'll have their supplements. fact, let me quickly go over, if you don't have their voice clip, what do you do if you can't get their voice clip? There are two options. Or what do you do if they're not there to give it to you? One option is you can have them send it to you and you can just play it, whether they send it to you in a text message, an instant message, if they're sending it to you on Facebook or on WhatsApp or whatever you might use. Just play it into your microphone. If they don't send it, I still recommend utilizing the Easy Scan for this. Just don't speak and don't give any extra weight or credence to the inner voice part of what you're going to see. Now, with that being said, I have still found that the inner voice is still kind of on target, even without an actual voice. But that's not the way this was designed to work. So I don't send someone an inner voice report if they have not sent me their voice. I don't send it to them for them to do anything with. I just tell them to do what I'm about to say right now. So going back here, if you have their voice, you do have their inner voice tones here that they can use. You even have their quick scan audio. But what else do you have? You have the supplements that matched their frequency. And since you only chose general and you made sure that the general section or category was only homeopathics, what you have here are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 6 homeopathics that, even though they don't have access to the AO scanner, that they can now use to imprint into their water or their ring or their jewelry of some kind. Teach them to place it right on the scanner and click on this imprint button and go right to the next one. Now, think about this. If you're working with someone, a client, if you're working with someone, a loved one, who cannot afford an AO scanner subscription, and they're putting some extra trust and faith in you, especially if you're actually running scans on them anyway, and you're having them do their inner voice, and you're maybe sending Cephis to them. This is a way that you can find out in real time what frequencies would balance out their system and send it to them, giving them the extra oomph that they need to take part in their own healing. And they can imprint right from their phone, their tablet, their computer, wherever they're at. They can imprint these frequencies into their water, into their pellets, into a Cephi dot, into whatever it is. And then the next time you do it, you just do it all over again. And so this, from my perspective, is an amazing way to help people.